So we're starting out and we're going to do how I utilize Livescope with a long rod and how I set up my jig, including what we call kicker weight, which is a weight above the jig. So what we'll do is we'll put a bobber stop. I already put one on there. I don't know if you can see. And then what we can do is we'll put on a bullet kicker weight. I like to use tungsten. I put it on up. I put the first one on right side up, so put it through the tapered side first. Put that on, and then I use a glass bead. Put that on, and then I take a second one, the exact same weight or same size and everything, and I put it through the back side, so your tapered side's facing down. And what that does is that gives you a streamlined bait that won't roll or flip or tumble in the water, and when you set the hook, that little cup on the back won't grab the line and it pull your bait down. So we've got one bobber stop on top, we've got a weight, a glass bead, a second weight, and then we're going to put two bobber stops because that hook set will pull a lot of these down, and we try to minimize that to keep our weights in the same spot. Slide those all the way up. Now we got a nice secure setup. We got bobber stop, weight, glass bead, weight, two bobber stops. Some people, instead of doing the two weights here, they'll use a bigger tungsten weight or bigger weight in general, but that gives off a lot more water displacement than this does, and sometimes that displacement ends up spooking fish. Another thing you can do is they make these pencil weights. They're out of lead, and they don't tend to slide as much, but I prefer the tungsten because it shows up better on Livescope and gives you a better return than lead, so you can see it better. As far as the jig head, right, you can put any size underneath it. I'm putting a 1/4 ounce right now. This is a 1/4 ounce with a number, it looks like a number 2 hook. Pretty big hook. The fish are pretty active right now, and we are not having a problem with a light bite, so we can get away with a bigger hook and a bigger weight. I'm going to use a polymer knot. So basically I put the tag in through one time, loop it back around, and put it through again. And then I'm going to make a loop and put it through, or I'm going to just tie an overhand knot, but put the loop through twice, and then bring that jig head through. And then I'll pull my tag ends. Wet it. You always want to wet when you're using fluoro or monofilament, and then you just pull it down. Maybe I didn't get it secure enough. There we go. That's the right one. That's a tag. And that polymer is a lot stronger than a loop knot's really good, and it allows your bait to sit level like this. The polymer, you pulling a fish, now your bait is going to be not upright or not horizontal. And fish don't tend to swim like this. They tend to swim, horizontal versus vertical. Tag in. Some people, they'll leave a big tag. I don't like that. I want a small tag on it, so I pinch it with my fingernails and then clip it real short. I want it a 1/4 inch or so. And then just for good measure, pull on it one more time. Make sure your knot doesn't slip. And then you pick your favorite soft plastic to put on there. This is a G-Daddy bait, new Mojo. Probably shouldn't be showing you this yet, but we're going to put it on there. These will be released, I think, in May. Just a little tube profile, a lot of action, multiple colors. The water's pretty dingy. I like a darker profile. Usually an orange does really well for most situations. And I like to slide my weight down to where I got 3 to 4 inches from. Sometimes if I'm using a light jig head, I'll only do 2 fingers so it doesn't wrap up as much. But there's your setup right there. Let's go catch some fish.